I know. I'm a little early. Hello. I'm a little early. I know. We have a kitten. Oh, you're purring. That's nice. This is Riley. He's very small. Hi. You're purring. Riley. If you give her a sense, this is my telephone. Riley has been on my desk all day. He's been playing with all my pens and my lip glosses. And he's been hanging out on my desk. Oh, kisses, thank you. I'm periodically attacking my hand, like now, and biting my fingers. We'll wait a few minutes. I know I'm a little early. Where are you going, little monster? Where are you going, little monster? He was found in a dumpster and rescued by a very nice lady who happens to be, hello, Robin, who happens to be a client of mine and the client of another friend of mine for different services. And she rescued him. She found him. He was all wet and cold and hungry. He's 2.5 months, but he's a teeny weeny little thing. He's been on my desk all day. But of course, now that we're going to do this, he wants to go walking around and see what else is in the house. This morning, he was walking around my room, and he's been sleeping, but now, of course, he wants to wake up and go look around and do stuff. So you have to stay here now, because now we're going to do other things. He's been on this side of my desk. Now he wants to check out this side of my desk. I think he might be hungry, because I opened up a bag of nuts to have a snack, and he's very, very interested. Riley, Riley, Riley. He's very interested in that. So we'll see. Yes, he seems to be hanging with the dog in the drawer. The dog in the drawer is below right now. So let's see. Where's Riley? Hello. It's very exciting. He's been here about 24 hours. So it's very exciting. So there's a box. Look, it's a box. But the boxes are over here. I'm going to put the boxes over here. So we have had many things going on. And I would like to remind you that we have a whole bunch of planets that are still in retrograde. So still Pluto, still Saturn. Oh, knock all my stuff on the floor. Still Pluto, still Saturn, still Jupiter, still Neptune. But I think at least now I'm to the point where we can say next month, 2 of the planets will go direct. So we're about a month away from Jupiter going direct. So that's nice, because Jupiter's a big old planet, lots of energy. So one of the things I want to talk about today, I'm going to shuffle and see if we can get pick a goddess card and see who's talking to us today, because I really enjoy working with these goddess cards and seeing what's going on. Oh, a jumper. Okay. Oh, I see. So we have the card Maya, the goddess Maya. You see Maya? Can you see? The goddess Maya. And Maya, underneath of her, it says illusion. And I actually think that's perfect because, okay, so then I picked the card that I was going to pick anyway, which is Morrigan, which is Death and Magic. So this is very interesting because Maya is 34 and Morgan is 37. And so Colette Baron Reed always puts numbers on her cards, especially if you're into numerology or anything like that. There's always numbers on the cards. So let's take a look at Maya because I think one of the things I really do want to talk about right now is illusion. There's so much misinformation, misperception. There's so much distraction going on as he is discovering his new world. So there is a lot of illusion going on right now, and there's so much with people who are really struggling with finances and illness and employment and family, being stuck in the house, and there's a lot that's going on. Some of it right on my desk. And I think that it's really, hush. I think it's really important to remember how much power we have in creating our own realities and how much power we have to create what goes on around us. And so I really want to talk about that. So let's look at Maya here for a second. It says, when you look at the world, everything you see appears to be real. So it's easy to imagine that your current conditions are influenced only by obvious actions and calculated movements. This is an illusion, as everything is intrinsically connected, though not visible to us due to the limitations imposed on our perception by our five senses. Hindu goddess of illusion, Maya, calls you to trust that the invisible world is responding to your deepest desires and intentions to make a better life for yourself and others. You are able to see through the curtain of illusions. Your clarity and intuition is heightened as your next steps are sure-footed. When the goddess Maya chooses to help you, trust that everything you need arises from your world with ease. So this is really important because we think as humans that we have control over what goes on around us. Now, we do have free will, and we certainly can make decisions based on the information that we have at hand. But let's say, for example, so last year, a year ago, I had my older son heading off to college in St. Louis for his senior year, and my younger son heading off to college in Atlanta for his freshman year. And so for the first time, my husband and I were empty nesters. And while that is, hey, I'm going to knock all my stuff off. Come here. So if you haven't met Riley, this is what's on my desk making all the noise. 1.5 pounds of fury right there. So for the first time, we were going to be genuinely empty nesters. And I love my husband, and my husband loves me, and that's awesome, but I was not interested in being an empty nester. Now, I think that I am capable of manifesting amazing things in my life, but I don't think I caused all of this mess. But it's interesting that I said to the universe, I really miss my boys, and I wish that they weren't, gone all the time. And now I have my older son has graduated college in the living room back in May. And he's got a job, and he's here in town. And the younger one has, it is like baby again. And the younger one is going to have his sophomore year. The fall semester is going to be here at home. So I got my wish. Now I wish someone would help me with grocery bills with having 2 giant boys in my house, but that's okay. But I got my wish because I sent that out to the universe. Now, would I trade that for, just like to point out, he is eating my notebook here. So he's in Toby's drawer, and he is eating my notebook. He's attacking my notebook. So, yes, you, on camera. So I got my wish. Would I trade it all for COVID-19 to disappear? Of course I would. But I want my children to be safe and happy. I want everyone to be safe and happy and healthy. So we have great control over what happens around us. Now, I don't think I'm powerful enough to have created, all of this, but I do think that we create our own reality. And what happens to us is so much about what we send out to the universe, but it's also so much about what we open our minds to and what we are willing to receive. And so instead of looking at it like, oh my God, the grocery bills and the 4 cars in my driveway leading to the constant shuffling of cars and oh my God, they're working out at a place where they might get sick or worry. I'm calling in the light, and I'm staying in that place of love and gratitude. I'm calling in the light, and I'm staying in the place of love and gratitude. I am grateful that my kids are home. I am heartbroken for my younger son to not be able to go back to the fall semester for his for sport, for college, because he's a college athlete. They both play soccer, and I'm heartbroken for him not to be able to go and have his sport in his sophomore season. But especially they graduated a whole bunch of seniors that were in his same position. So he had a really good opportunity to have, to compete for some minutes on a season now that does not exist. And what's going to happen with his NCAA eligibility, and what's going to happen with, can they play the season in the spring, which is what they're hoping for, and all this stuff. So my heart is broken for my son. At the same time, I'm watching both of my sons learn some really valuable life lessons about how you perceive what's going on around you. Because let's say you wake up in the morning and you stub your toe and you just think, oh God, it always happens to me. Bad things always happen to me. I can't believe that happened to me, blah, 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 blah. Then the rest of your day is going to follow that, because the universe is like, oh, bad things always happen to you, always blah, blah, blah. And the rest of your day is going to fall like that. So right now in my personal household, we have a broken dishwasher that's been broken for over a month. We've got repair people that continue to come in and out and don't fix it. So we finally got a new repair company through the insurance company who came in today and said, oh, I know what to do to fix it. And, oh, let me guess, you had this crappy company was, who was responsible. So, okay. So we have that. Then yesterday, the air conditioner decided to have some kind of freak out and wasn't working. Now it seems to be working. So, but we've called a repair company for that. The animals are going to two of the animals are going to the vet this week. And the salt cell on the swimming pool is on the fritz. We have to get one of those. So there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on. But at the same time, all of these blessings are coming. And if you follow me at all, you have heard me say this a billion times. If you look for the crap, you're going to find it. And if you look for the blessings, you'll find those instead. So isn't it marvelous that the company that makes the salt cell that we need for the pool is having this huge summer blowout sale, and we were able to get the thing for half price? Okay, isn't it marvelous that I have new clients that are going to pay for that, right away by the bookings that they have with me? Isn't it marvelous that we were able to give a home to this sweet little kitten that was found in a dumpster, under a dumpster, out in the pouring rain in the middle of the hurricane? Okay, that didn't really come here, but we got rain. So there's blessings in everything if we're willing to look at it, because the thing that we have to remember is it's illusion. It is illusion. All of this stuff, and I don't want to go political, but it is perfectly exemplified by our current president in the United States, that everything to him is an illusion. And like I said, I'm not trying to go bashing or anything. And if you follow me, I'm not a fan. But at the same time, he does these things to try and create the reality that he wants, but he does not have any of this metaphysical connection and awareness to actually be able to manifest any of those things. He just expects that they will come because he's so marvelous and wonderful, but he doesn't have that connection to the higher. So there's definitely something that's going on here where we create our own reality, but we co-create it. And that is a huge, huge, huge distinction. Okay. I can walk out there outside and be like, hey, I want $1 million. That is probably not going to fall out of the sky. The president can come and say, here's executive orders and I want this to happen. That is also not necessarily going to fall out of the sky, because he doesn't have the power to do those things. I don't have the power to make $1 million fall out of the sky. What I do have is the power to co-create my generating or attracting $1 million by working with the universe in harmony. Now, if I'm going to create $1 million to harm people, it's not going to show up. But if I have it in my heart with love and gratitude to co-create $1 million so that I can use it for blessing and benefit and creating positive change in the world, I have a much better chance of having it show up. So it is all illusion. What we see in the news, what we see, and I'm not saying that COVID-19 is not real. I'm not saying that corruption and unrest and all of these things is not real. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we have a choice about how we get embroiled in that and how we tie our energy up in that. And so again, if you follow me, and you've heard me say this a billion times, those 3 questions: is that my issue? All right, well, I really appreciated the unemployment stuff for my husband. It would be really great, for that to be able to continue because he's not working right now. Do I have the power to fix that? Nope. Nope. That's back. Do I have the power to fix that? I do not have the power to fix that. And number 3, nobody asked me to fix it. So there's not really a lot that I'm going to do about the unemployment right now. It's just we're going to continue to be smart with our money, and we're going to make the best choices that we can. Okay. So we have to remember, where do we want to get involved and what is our energy behind it? So every single time my husband got an unemployment check, because my husband's an independent contractor, we both work for ourselves. We never thought in a million years either one of us would qualify for unemployment. And I don't, but he does. And so that's a gift, a tremendous gift. So every single time we got money from the state or the government for the unemployment during all this time, we were like, oh, look, magic money came. And we literally have called it magic money every time. Called it magic money because it was a gift. It was absolutely a gift. It was not something I was entitled to. It was not something, it was a gift. And what a blessing for us to be able to receive that. And because of that, we were able to do amazing things with that money, and the money kept coming, and really just a gift. So it is so much about our energy, okay? And so instead of saying, oh my God, I can't believe, because in state unemployment for Florida, he qualifies for $125 a week. It's not really what his normal rate for, when he's working. It's about $1,000 a day. So really not quite the same thing, but we were grateful. And when you can stay in that place, then you create more blessing. You create more blessing. So I want to talk about the DNA here for a second, because I don't think I've talked about that for a while. We all know what the DNA spool looks like a ladder that's twisted, right? That double helix. So when we are staying in that place of love and gratitude, did you knock the pen over here? When you are staying in that place of love and gratitude, our DNA is unspooled. That ladder is unspooled. But when we are in a place of stress and fear and lack and anger and resentment and all those things, the DNA spool closes up like a slinky. Someday I got to get like a little slinky I can keep on my desk. So if you think about it like a slinky, and the slinky is a really important visual for a couple of different things. So we look at our DNA like it's slinky. When we are in that place of love and gratitude, it's stretched out. Okay. And when we are in that place, we are always sending out our signals out to the universe. We're always doing that, whether the slinky is open or closed. But when we stay in that place of love and gratitude, the surface area of the slinky is much more, let's see, okay, so here's our cards. So here's the cards that are contained. So here's our surface area. And so if we are not in a place of love and gratitude, and we are, don't climb on my computer, and when we are anger or frustration or resentment, then, hi, Doris, then we have less surface area, because our new kitten, yes, Riley, I think that's what we're calling him. Anyway, so we have less surface area. When we stay in that place in love and gratitude, we spread out our slinky, and look how much more surface area there is. So when we're sending a signal out to the universe, we have more surface area. The signal is going to be stronger. When we're frustration and lack and grumbly and stuff, we have less surface area. This all closes up. This is like turning the volume down on your radio signal to the universe. We want our radio signal to the universe to be full up. If you're a Spinal Tap fan, this goes to 11, okay? We want this to be full up, okay? So we want the biggest amount of surface area that we possibly can have. Come back here. I can't chaperone you right now. You have to play with other things on my desk. So we want our surface area to be as big as possible so that we can send out the most strong signal to the universe to create and manifest what we want. But at the same time, that reminds us that we have to stay in that place of love and gratitude. When we're in that place of love and anger and lack, of resentment and anger and lack, and we can't send out such a strong signal. And so we attract what we send out, right? So we want to stay in that place of love and gratitude, even if we're just grateful for being alive. Okay, so it makes a huge shift, because although I know people who have lost people from COVID, and although I know people who have, been ill or recovered, we have been fairly insulated. Hi, Claudette. we have been fairly insulated um, with this, and I'm very grateful to the mayor of Central Florida and the kitten in the drawer. Um, so we have been fairly insulated here, and I'm very grateful to our mayor here who has, really made some very good mandates to keep us all protected. So we stay in that place of gratitude just from minute one in the morning. And that's a choice, okay? Yes, there are things that frustrate the bejesus out of me, but I still am grateful for every breath and every day and every tree and every opportunity to share and to vote and to create. But when we come from a place of co-creation, we create with spirit and we create with love, it is so much more powerful. Now I want to come back to that idea of the slinky again, because people tell me, but this is history repeating itself, and I feel like I've learned this lesson already, and why is this coming back around again? Because, okay, so this is my little mock-up of a slinky. I know it's not a slinky. I got to get me a slinky to put on my desk. So, hey, where are you going? We come around. Hi, Alyssa. We come around. Alyssa, I'm not doing readings, but I will answer questions. The reason I'm not doing readings today here is we have a new kitten, and he is tearing my desk apart right now, and so I'm babysitting at the moment. So Alyssa, welcome, and but so if you have a question, I will definitely channel information for you, but we're definitely not able to give my ability to do a reading right now, but with our cards. So we are, when we're looking at our life path, our life circle, it is a circle like a slinky. It is a circle like that slinky, like that spiral. Okay, so we come back around to the different spot, but hopefully we've come back around higher. So if you are following and you are here on that spiral staircase, when you come back around, you're another rung higher, or let me do it this way, and another rung higher and another rung higher as you are going along. It's climbing up my back. So having that understanding that we do get those same life lessons that come around again and again, but hopefully we're seeing it from a bit more evolved position each time we come around. So we remember that it's all illusion. It's all how we perceive it, how we choose to look at it, and it's all how we choose the energy we choose to put in it. Okay, but the other card, so Maya was the card that jumped out. So this is, I respect jumper cards. If we get a jumper, she's going first. So Maya was the jumper, but the card that was at the top of the deck for me to pick was Morgan, which is Death and Magic. And so I want to come back to that because I was having this conversation with someone else the other day. Death is not the end. As a medium, I can promise you death is not the end. But more than that, keep in mind, and this is not to belittle any of the trauma that anyone is going through with COVID-19 or any other difficulty that may take them out of their human body in transition into the next world. So here we are having this game again. So Alyssa, this is why we're not doing readings today. But understand that when we come into this life, we make an agreement, we have a soul contract, we have come to incarnate as the person that we are, so that we would come here and have the different experiences, and all the people that are leaving the planet in droves. And we've been seeing this for years. This is not a COVID-19 novelty of people leaving the planet. We have been watching people leave the planet in droves because of mass shootings. And when that failed to get people's attention, the universe said, oh, well, we're getting immune to gun violence and we're not, getting the message here. So we need to try something else. So here we're going to get another thing for people to understand human life and to understand how we have to work together to save the planet, and how we have to work together to bring peace and to save the environment, and how we all are in this together. And the only way we're going to do that is by taking, massive people who are willing to leave the planet, and they're clearly not getting it from gun violence and cancer. So let's do something else. Okay. And so now here we have this horrible virus. And again, I'm not belittling or disrespecting any of the suffering that anyone is going through, but I do want to make it clear that those souls are complicit. They are complicit. When we come to this human body, we have do I have any positive coming to me in my relationship or in general? Okay, I'm gonna pull in on that. So pay attention to the cards that we're gonna pull, Alyssa, and ask that question in your mind as we pull the cards, the next cards that we're gonna pull. Okay, more positive we put out, the more positive we're going to receive from the universe. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, where was I? Oh, really? Dang it. The heck was I just talking about? This is why I'm distracted today. Oh, complicit. Okay, complicit. So we are complicit. So we come into this human body, we incarnate into this lifetime. Thank you. We come into this human body and we come with pre-designated exit points along the way. So we come into this human body, I incarnate to my human parents, and we have all agreed before my human parents are even born that they're going to be born and I'm going to be born to them afterwards. And when it's time for me to leave the planet and I have accomplished my shopping list of what I came here to do as Shari, I'm going to have different exit points where I'm going to be able to leave this life. And I could leave in a car accident. I could have left it with literally an alligator attack the other day. That's a whole other story. I can leave at the ripe old age. So I have different exit points along this lifeline where I can choose to leave this body. We all do. And so some people are going to choose to have that quick exit from a car accident. Other people are going to have the opportunity to stay longer. And it is completely up to us. We have free will, but our soul has that hand on the doorknob. So when the soul says, oh, it's time for me to leave, and I'm going to check out through COVID-19 so that hopefully it has a positive impact or some kind of an impact on the people around me, that may be some change to the larger world. So we are witnessing this mass exodus of people going out from our planet because they are trying to shift a higher consciousness. Okay, nothing happens random. This virus is not random. Mass shootings are not random. They seem that way for us because we're like, where did this come from? How come no one's doing anything about it? Why did we get a mass shooting? Why do people have cancer? All of these things. But these things have manifested into the universe because humans are here to co-create and create a higher awareness. So we've heard me talk about cavitation and how we bounce off of each other with the energy that we have. So if we are, like Robin says, if we put out more to positive to the universe, we receive that back. But if we're putting out negative and frustration and anger and we cavitate that off of each other, then that's what we're creating, and we're sending out ripples into the world that are negative and frustrated and angry. When we are sending out love vibes and we are keeping ourselves in love and gratitude, we are we're cavitating those waves off of each other, and the love vibes can, when they bounce off of a negative vibe, they can shift them. Okay, that's not always instant. It doesn't always happen, but we can shift someone. You ever been in a really crappy mood and somebody came along and was super nice to you and gave you a hug and you were like, thank you. That's cavitation. That shifted your mood. That's a blessing. That's what love can do. But if somebody is in a shitty mood and comes up to you and they're bah, 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 and then all of a sudden you could be in a shitty mood, and now that's cavitation too. So we have so much power to create what we want to see in the world. But understand that everything that's happening is happening by a higher orchestration that is trying to get the humans to evolve. Okay. And so all of that falls under both of these cards of what we see as illusion and death and magic. So I really want to take a second and look at Morgan's card because she's a fascinating, fascinating goddess. Consider your life a magical gift and your experience of it a beautiful opportunity to leave the world a better place. You give that gift back when death comes and ends your time on this plane. Experiences, relationships, projects, and even long cherished dreams are all subject to the natural laws of death and magic of the Celtic goddess Morgan. Now is the time for you to let certain parts of your life die and recognize this process as something to celebrate as well as to mourn. Let go with love and gratitude. Leave your fears behind. For in death there is great magic, as nothing can ever truly be destroyed. From the ashes of the old, a new life and new dreams will come to be. Face this time of dying and death with love and courage. Be willing to be empty. Soon the goddess Morgan will fill you up with magic, and a new world will be born for you. I just think that's so beautiful, because even when we are being, bombarded with sad news, there's still blessings in it. There are still blessings in it. So, as I have said a billion times, if you are looking for the blessing, you will find it, and you will be able to cavitate that off of each other. Now, we want to be the ones, the people who are here, who watch these videos, who participate in our community. We want to be the ones who are cavitating love and light, because we want to shift that and raise that vibration to the world. And it is really difficult while everybody's watching the news right now. Have a hard time understanding why I've chose my life. I'm grateful. So Claudette, you may have had a life in another life, because we all have life after life after life. You may have had another life where you had it all posh, okay? And this is the time you wanted to learn, okay? We won't look at people who deal with addiction or domestic violence, cancer, chronic illness, things that where they're ill for the whole life. What is it that they came here to learn? And so much of what they came here to learn was about love, about gratitude, about unconditional love. Because when you are the person who is the addict, or the person being the abuser, it's very hard to have love and compassion for that person. And so you're learning that the people who are sticking around you are the people with love and compassion. If you are the person in the wheelchair or the victim, you are learning how to have love and compassion for your abuser. You are learning how to ask for help. You are learning that you are strong. So there are so many blessings and lessons in the crappy stuff. And people ask me every day, why would someone come here and choose this life? We have all had lives where we've been the killer, we've been the witch or the evil villain. We've all had lives where we've been the pampered person, where we've been the hero, we've been the heroine, we've been the victim. We all have it. And so many times people come to me with past life regressions, and I want to see who I was in past lives, but I don't want to see anything bad. I don't want to know where I was the bad guy. Well, I guarantee you those things are there, but you're not necessarily going to witness yourself kill. Hello. Hi. Oh, hello. Killing everybody, because you're going to see different images from that lifetime that are relevant to the lessons that you were there to learn. Hello. So even in lifetimes that are more challenged, we are here to learn, okay? The most popular, the most difficult lessons are compassion, love and gratitude, and allowing. We allow people to help us. We step in and help each other, but compassion and love and gratitude are the biggest lessons that people in difficult situations are here to learn. And what happens is when we don't learn them and we stay in that place of anger and resentment, we get to come back and learn it again. So let's pick some other cards. Claudette, I hope that helps. I hope that helps. No, you have to get off my computer. You're making the things go wacky. All right, so let's look at some other cards and let's see if we can't get some more information for our new friend Alyssa, and also for our dear Claudette. So Claudette and Alyssa, while we shuffle these cards, and we're going to pull out cards, what I would suggest is for you to hold those questions close in your heart, close in your mind. What do I need to know about the lessons I came here to learn? What do I need to know about positive things that are coming to me in my relationship, or positive things that are coming to me in general? What do I need to know? Okay, so the first card that we're going to pull is you're already doing it. So for the example of Alyssa, there are positive things that are coming to you, and you need to stay the course, that you're going in the right direction. Okay, and for Claudette, and remember, this is a general reading for everyone. This is what we all need to know. And for Claudette, it is understand that you are also on the right path, that you are already learning the things that you came here to learn. And the fact that you are questioning that is opening yourself up more to being able to learn and to absorb those lessons, to be able to think more critically about it. When we don't have any desire to learn and grow, we don't even have the conscious ability to ask the question, what am I supposed to be learning from this? And every time I found myself in some kind of a crappy situation, the moment that I was able to stand back and say, what do I need to learn from this, was the moment that the lesson sort of became crystal clear, and then the situation shifted in a more positive way. Okay, so understand that you have the ability to shift that, and simply being aware enough to ask the question makes a huge difference in a shift in your energy. Okay, so our next card is transformation. Things are changing at the cellular level, and also deep healing. This is also deep healing in this transformational card. So understand, and it goes right with it, right? You're already doing it. You are transforming, okay? We are all in that. And that goes back to the first card with Maya, where this is all illusion. So we are all moving forward in a new way. We are all transforming. We are all moving on the right path. And we're all moving into a new identification, how we think about each other, how we think about ourselves, how we think about the world around us, and how we want our position to be, what we want our position to be in it. We're watching people step into elections to sign up to run for different offices. We're watching people marching in the streets. We're watching people step out from where they have previously sat and said, I want to change the person I am and the way that I relate to the world around me. Okay, and that is super important because the third card says unbound, unbound, releasing soul patterns, soul contracts, and past lives. Now, if that doesn't tie in with everything we just talked about, so this is unbound. This says you are here, you're learning the lessons, you are already learning those things, and so that you can be released from those soul contracts, you are no longer going to be bound by those things and limited to those things. So Claudette, this is the time for you to shift your energy. This is, and Alyssa too, for all of us, this is absolutely the time for us to shift our energy. If we are looking and saying, okay, I am ready for the blessings, that means we have to do conscious things in our lives too. We can't say, okay, I'm ready for the blessings, but I'm going to still watch the news. I'm going to still, cut that person off in traffic. I'm still going to litter. I'm still going to whatever. It has to start. Transformation starts at the cellular level, right? This is what it says. Transformation starts at the cellular level. So when we really change what's in our heart, we change how we think about things. So I have two sons. My older one is like, why did we get a kitten? Kitten was tearing my desk apart. I just can't even. It's like, why? Okay, so in my house, in case if you weren't aware, we have 3 dogs, small, medium, and large, and 2 cats. Now we have 2 cats. So why did we need a kitten? Why did we need a kitten? And it was never in my mind. It was never we needed a kitten. It was absolutely that this kitten needed a home. And so somebody had found him and they put it on Facebook and said, hey, we're looking for a home for this kitten. And they got him all fixed and got his shots and all the things. And I said, is there any interest? And they're like, no, there hasn't been any interest. Nobody's, stepping in to take this kitten. And I was like, this is such a sweetie pie. And oh, look, you'll love this. Look, he has angel wings on his back. Is that the cutest? He has little angel wings on his back. So, and he is 1.5 pounds. I mean, this little thing, he is tiny. He is not even as big as a piece of paper. But nobody had stepped up to take this cat, and he had been rescued from under the dumpster by a woman that I know, and she had another friend, mutual friend, had posted on Facebook, and I saw how many people were like looking, oh, praying you find a home, but nobody was willing to step up and help an animal in need. And I thought, well, I have the room, we have a cat, what's one more? I mean, what's the big deal? And so for us, it was not about that I needed another cat. And, and more my Susie is like, oh, you don't love me anymore. I'm like, no, it was not that Susie's not any fun. She's only 2. She's great, fun, still quite the kitten. But it was that the kitten needed us. And the kitten needed a home. And it was an easy thing that we could do to provide a home for this kitten. And obviously the kitten is feeling quite comfortable here, having been here for 24 hours. He's already made friends with one of the dogs. The other dogs could care less. So when it's the right thing and it's the right path, it's very smooth, and the happenings, it's very easy. And if you heard me talk, I think I talked last week about Pipe, the dog we were trying to adopt. We were trying to get a little dog that also needed to be rescued. But that dog got rescued, and they took him 1.5 hours away. They wanted $215 for this dog. They wanted me to bring all of my pets up there to 1.5 hours away to meet the little 8-pound dog before they would let me adopt him. I said, this is not on the path. Because when it's on the path, it's just smooth. So when you're on your path, it is just smooth. So, Claudette, personal trauma is yes, you have it in your subsequent comment. As I'm opening up more, I'm learning to connect with my abilities and releasing to heal. Yes, that is exactly right. Because here's the thing, the universe is always talking to us. The universe is trying to put us on the path. If you've ever gone bowling with little kids, they put those little bumper things in the gutter so that you can't roll the ball into the gutter. And because little kids, and some adults that maybe can't bowl, they're going to just throw the gutter ball, gutter ball, gutter ball. That's no fun. So they put these little bumpers in the gutter so that the ball stays in the lane, right? So when you have, what was the point of that? Oh, to keep us on the path, to keep us on the path. So the universe is always trying to keep us on the path with these small course corrections, right? And you've heard me talk about the cosmic bitch slap. So we have these course corrections, and if we're not paying attention and we're not paying attention, we're not paying attention. Like if I'd have gone up there an hour and a half away, paid $215 for this dog, something would have been wrong. Like I know in my knowing that there would have been health issues or something. There would be some problem. He wouldn't have gone along with our dogs. There would have been some issue that would have made having this dog a problem, and we would have had to find him another home. Okay, so I know that, even though he was so cute and sweet and da 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 da. Okay, so that, because the universe was trying to push me off that path, go, no, this isn't for you. No, this isn't for you. No, this isn't for you. I listened, because when you don't listen, you get the cosmic bitch slap. So here comes the kitten, and I was like, oh, is this on my path? I'm like, oh, sure, throw him on the pile, it's fine. Okay, so the universe is always trying to give us these little course corrections. But when we're not listening, we get the cosmic bitch slap. And the more the universe needs us to open not just the human mind and the brain, but the third eye and the crown chakra and the heart, the more the universe needs us to open this up, the more they're going to beat the crap out of us. So for me, I've had these abilities my whole entire life. I've always heard the voices. I've always known things before they were going to happen. I've always seen the dead people. I've always. But when I became a teenager, it was too overwhelming for me, and I didn't want it, and I closed all the doors. I said, I don't want to do this anymore. But it wasn't until I was an adult when I came back and I said, okay, I would like to investigate this. But the time that I said, okay, I'm ready, I would like to investigate this, was after humongous personal trauma and tragedy and dismay and massive depression that took me to the edge of living as a human, that threw me down into the deepest, darkest pit of despair, when I could finally hear them talking to me, because there was so much darkness and silence, I couldn't hear anything else. And so, my dear Claudette, as you are opening up more, they are, until they can get you to start opening up, they're going to heap shit on your head and heap shit on your head to get you to listen, until we finally get to that point where we just go, I give up. What do you want from me? And at that moment, this all cracks open, and the human brain shuts up, and the higher mind can connect and communicate. And so if you feel like you're in that place where you are just being beaten on and beaten on and beaten on and beaten on, stop. Take a breath. Go sit in the grass under a tree and just allow the pain to pour out of you. I mean, I cried and cried and cried until I could literally cry no more. Curled up in a ball under my bed, not even in it, but under my bed. And I said, what is it that you want from me? What am I supposed to be doing with all of this? Why is my life falling apart? And the answer that came back was, it's time to step into the light. And it wasn't like step into the light to die. It was time to step into the light and share the light with other people. Okay, so if you have been feeling like, why am I continuing to get beat over my head? Take some time to stop and ask, what am I supposed to be doing here? I will also point you to some astrology. I'm not an astrologer. I don't do astrology. I am a very, very, when I say I'm a beginner, I'm like, I bought the book. Okay, I really do not have a lot of astrological information, but I love Deborah Silverman. And one of the things that Deborah Silverman has taught me thus far is how to look at how to get my chart and how to look at the midheaven. And if you're someone who does astrology, I think that is amazing, because it is complicated stuff. But one of the things she talked about is the midheaven. When the midheaven is this line that's kind of vertical on your birth chart, and where your sign is, where your midheaven is, what sign it's in when you were born, tells you a lot about your life's purpose and how you are meant to interact, how your natural tendencies are to interact in the world. And I find even just that one piece of information to be extremely helpful when talking to people about, what did I come here to do? And how do I process information? So for example, my husband's was in Sagittarius and he is meant to be a healer. Well, guess what? He's a healer. He's a pranic energy healer. And for mine in Capricorn, it was to be a business owner and to speak and talk to people and share ideas. Well, hello. So it tells us so much about our purpose and what we came here to do. So if you have not had an opportunity to do anything with your chart, and again, I will tell you, I am like this new when it comes to my knowledge of astrology, but it's fascinating to me and I am really enjoying learning about it. To check in with astro.com and you can download your birth chart and just look at your midheaven, which is the vertical line. It's a dark black line that's going to say MC, and see what sign it's in and then read up about that sign. And it's probably going to be your sun sign, right? But what is it that you came here to do and what kind of impact were you here to make on the world? The more you can release the human brain, that organ, and release the ego's control on that hold on that, and open up your mind, the more you can connect with the universe, the more you can co-create, the more you can understand why all these things are happening to you. Because Claudette, once you learn the lesson, everything shifts. Everything shifts. Because now they don't have to teach you that same bang on your head thing anymore. They can take you higher, to a higher vibration, where you take the lesson that you have learned and now you flip it around where you get to share it with other people and be a mentor and be a light to others. Once you have it for yourself, now you pass it on and you share it with others. And that is the surest fire way to get the bleeding to stop. We may not be done with the pain, we may not be done with the tears, but the surefire way to get the bleeding to stop and to get the pain to start abating is to start turning it around and using what we are learning to help other people. So, yes. Oh, Claudette, I'm sending you a big giant hug. I wish I could just hug you right now. Yes, that's exactly 100% right. 100% right. All right, so we went a little bit long today, but I'm so delighted with the information they are channeling for me to share. So remember, all of this is an illusion. When we co-create with the universe with love, not manipulation, not selfishness, not self-aggrandizement, when we co-create with the universe for the highest good of all concerned, you'll be amazed how those blessings fall into your life. It is all death and magic, but it's the death of the stuff that doesn't serve us, and it's believing in the magic of the universe. Okay, so these are our goddesses, Maya and Morrigan, that are shining down on us today. And then we have the reminder that you are on the right path. And this card has been coming up, or cards like it with the same message, have been coming up a lot. Okay, they've been coming up a lot to say you are on the right path. Trust the path, trust the universe. You are on the right path. And if it feels really uncomfortable and everything is hard and everything is knocking your head against the wall, that is not the right path. Okay, that is not the right path. When it feels smooth and you just add a kitten to your house with 4 other animals and nobody bats an eye, that's a path. When you have to jump through hoop after hoop after hoop, that's not the right path. Okay, so trust your higher guidance, trust your mind over your brain. You are welcome. You are so welcome, Claudette. You are on the right path because it is a path of transformation, and that is not easy. Okay, there's a difference between easy and just gigantic pain in the ass, hoop after hoop after hoop. Transition is not easy. There's a difference between things that are simple. Okay, like you also know that I'm a director with Mary Kay. Mary Kay is a business that is simple, but not it's simple, but not necessarily easy. Okay, it doesn't have to be complicated in order for it to be successful. It doesn't have to be complicated. We say this about this business a lot. It's simple. It's not easy. You still have to do the work, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Okay, so the path should be simple. You still have to do the work, but it doesn't have to be complicated. So when you're on the path, when you're having your transformation, it doesn't have to be complicated. Okay, it's simple. Allow the universe to guide you. What do I need to know today for my highest good and the good of all concerned to take me forward on my path? If you follow me at all, you know that is my favorite question I ask every single day. And to trust. You are released. I hereby pronounce that you are released from your soul contracts, your past lives, your karma, whatever thing that you are hanging on to. Let it go. Let it go. This is the time of just letting all that stuff go, like 1,000 balloons floating up safely and environmentally friendly into the atmosphere, letting us release all of this cosmic and human baggage that we carry with us day and day and day and day. We no longer need to carry this stuff with us anymore. Trust that the universe has a plan for all of us to go forward in health and safety and in abundance. And I thank you. I know I went long today. Thank you for sharing time with me. I do want to say, if you are feeling overwhelmed and bombarded by the energies of the universe, please know that my Empathic Empowerment online course is coming along, and we're going to be launching that next month. And I'm really looking forward to sharing that with all of you. So empathic empowerment is not just about empathic understanding. Now this is about empathic empowerment. This is a full-on online course that you're going to be able to register for and really change how you are feeling in the world around you and how you react to the energies of the people and the things around you. To take back control of your life, to take back control of your energy, and choose what you allow in and how much you allow it to affect you. So be on the lookout. Empathic Empowerment is coming your way soon. I hope you have a blessed, wonderful week. And I can't wait to see you on Wednesday for meditation right here, 7 o'clock on Wednesday. And we'll see you back here next Monday. Have a beautiful week. Oh, now you're asleep?